And we're live.
We going live.
Charlamagne,
Mic check.
what?
Mic check. Mic check.
Here.
We are. Has it started? I just got the notification. Oh yes, sir. We live. We big live. We big live. If you're in the chat right now, say what's up. I'm going to post a link to the Discord. If you haven't joined the Discord yet, I'm going to post a link in the chat. Hop in when you can. We're going to give people a few minutes before we get started into this. How's everyone's weekend?
Going smooth. First weekend in quite a while.
Word.
Weekend's going great. I'm out here on the beach right now.
On the beach? Are you quarantining?
Yeah, that's why.
Social distancing?
Oh yeah. We 70 paces apart from anybody.
70 paces.
70
paces, that's right.
I thought he was using parsecs.
Oh yeah, we could use parsecs.
Hey, how many parsecs did the Millennium Falcon make? What was that?
12.
12 parsecs.
12 parsecs. Yes, sir. Hey, look, I like what you just did there. Hey, Judy and Sherfield, what's going on? Thank you for joining. How y'all doing?
Sherfield, what's up?
Yeah.
Hey, that's the fam. Those are cousins. Those are our cousins, man. I appreciate y'all. Thank you for the support. We're about to get into this in a minute. We're gonna give people a few more minutes to join the live stream. Oh, as a matter of fact, let me show these. Got this George 46 sticker in honor of George Floyd. I don't know if you can see that on the camera.
Nice.
Oh. If you're interested in these stickers, put 846 in the chat. My mom made them. Shout out to my mom.
Shout out to mom. So yeah, if you're interested in one of those stickers, you know what I'm saying, go ahead, put 846 in the chat, and we'll connect with you later. All right, we got 10 people in the chat. What's going on? If you got a YouTube account, you can make a comment. Go ahead, drop a comment, man. What's going on? Tell us what's happening. All right, y'all. Y'all ready? Y'all ready to get into this? I'm ready.
I'm ready. Let's do it.
All righty. Oh, hey, Sandra, what's going on? Look, all the family showing up. Look at Seabreeze. Seabreeze pulling up.
Seabreeze.
Yes, sir. Seabreeze is out here. We coming in strong, man. Love that. Love. It's all love. All right, so basically, let's get into this real quick, yo. So what this is, Gumbo is a inclusive community of nerds. Like, we are just trying to make this. We're trying to normalize conversations about these different fandoms within the black community. So like, if you're a fan of Star Wars, if you're a fan of Marvel, DC, Harry Potter, etc., you know, we just want to help to normalize these types of conversations. So our Discord, which is a online chat, is where we have all of these topics, where we come and discuss these things and have deep dive conversations about these things that we love so much. We also are looking at adding a video game streaming component to all of this. And we also want to make sure that, you know, if you're interested in doing these types of live streams, talking about this type of content on like podcasts on YouTube, we want to help you get started with that. We've been working on a talk show for a podcast for YouTube, and for your normal podcast channels called Starlight Beacon, which is a Star Wars show. I'm the host, and Julian, or JBM. Excuse me. Let me not put the government out there.
Don't call out the government.
Don't call out the government. You know. So that he's my co-host for that show. It'll be like a introductory type of thing. So let me back up. Let me back phrase. The whole point of the show, Starlight Beacon, was during the Old Republic. It was an outpost made by the Jedi in the Outer Rim to help travelers navigate through the wilds of space. So that's kind of sort of what the theme is of the talk show. We're helping guide people through the Star Wars universe.
That's right. You better start using that phrase. Starting to sound more normal.
So that's kind of sort of it. I think at least with the Starlight Beacon thing. Imani is working on a Marvel show that she will be hosting. Say what's up, Imani.
What's up, y'all? I'm Imani, and I am so excited to be with y'all tonight.
I think most of the people in the chat right now are family, so I'm gonna start with Imani, and then go to Lou, and then me and Jewel will introduce ourselves, because Seabreeze is in here right now, man.
Well, I'm Imani. I don't know what to say. I'm a little nervous.
Oh, look at that. Camera shy. She's from New York, girl. What you doing again? Camera shy. What's going on?
9 to 5.
Lord have mercy.
And then 5 to 9, I'm a business owner, and I'm a co-founder of Gumbo, and I love everything Marvel, anything superhero related, all horror films, action films. I will watch anything. It doesn't matter what it's about. I will watch it. So I'm so happy to be with y'all tonight, and I hope y'all stick around with us.
All right, Lou.
All right. Name's Lou. Go on these internet parts sometimes by my @Shamstegrio. I am the podcasting vet around there. I got a podcast called the Power of You in Fiction podcast. It's a very real podcast about fiction. The non-fiction podcast about fiction and its very real effects on our lives. I came on to Gumbo, co-founder and a producer role, because what they're trying to do really fits where I am. Where I just told Coop, I'm glad he went and told the Starlight Beacon story, because that's been like my producer thing. I'm like, yo, the name is dope because you got to explain it. So like every time you hit people with the show, you need to do that. Really excited what Gumbo's done. I'm riding a high off of the event they produced that my podcast presented yesterday, which was Fly. And so I'm excited to see what we're about to get into. And yeah, fandoms and nerddoms, basically, I'm open to any and everything. And I am a huge comic fan, a huge Avatar fan, random stuff like The Wire. Most mediums I'm like heavy in, other than hard prose, which I still do sometimes. So yeah, I enjoy nerd stuff.
Cool. Jew.
All right. Yo, I'm about the initials to my name, but also an acronym for Just Be More. Can you hear me?
Yeah, repeat that. We good? Picking up a little bit.
Yeah. So I go by JBM, which are the initials to my name, and also an acronym for Just Be More, which is a mentality I take with me everywhere I go. I'm a senior engineer by day, writer, producer by night. And I'm here just kicking it, talking all this fandom stuff. I'm ready to get into it. Let's do it.
All right, cool. So before we get into it any further, let me introduce myself. I'm Freeman Cooper. You know, I am I came to each of them with this idea a couple months back just to see if anyone was interested in doing something like this, because as a Star Wars fan, if you know me, you know I'm a huge Star Wars fan, and if you need further proof, you just look in the background there. But Sometimes as a Star Wars fan, I get frustrated with the lack of places to talk about these types of things, especially with other Black people and people of color. So I thought, and we all thought that this was a good idea to take the initiative and create the space where we can do this type of thing. The Discord, we've got all these things broken down into categories. We've got HBO Max shows, we got Netflix shows, we got Marvel stuff, we got DC stuff, we got Harry Potter. So all these different types of fandoms, all these things that people love to watch and enjoy. We've got categories for it. You can come into this Discord, drop articles, ask questions about certain shows, certain topics, and we'll go back and forth, have a conversation about it. We also have a component that we're trying to work on for original content creators. So if you've got stories, or if you're an illustrator or what have you, or just a creative in general, and you've got some ideas and you want to bring in some collaborators to help bring your story and original content to life, we're gonna provide a space for that, to where you can share your original content, find people who are also interested in what you've got going on and can help you to develop that stuff. So all around, this is a community-based platform. Like we're trying to build a real live community on the internet where everyone is an active participant in the community and everyone is here helping each other explore the things that they love. Any questions? If you got questions, go ahead and drop them in the chat right now. If you haven't joined the Discord,
ask away.
I'm going to drop a link to the Discord right now. If you haven't made a Discord account, once you sign up for Discord, go ahead and check your email and verify your account, because it will, if you don't verify in a certain amount of days, it'll kick you from the Discord. So just go ahead and as soon as you sign up, make sure you verify your account. Got to do some shout outs real quick before we get into these discussions. Sandra, what's going on? Good to see you. Glad you could make it. Sea Breeze once again coming through strong. Is that Mark? Mark Allen in the house. Charlamagne, are we live? Yes, sir. We are live.
What's up, Mark? We live.
Him.
Yo.
Cuzzo, what's going on? What's going on? Good to see you. Good to see you. Look who it is. Hey, that's my mama.
Mom, dude.
Hey, Ma. How you doing? Love you.
Support.
Appreciate you for coming. Appreciate the support, man. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. Yeah. So yeah. All right. Q&A session coming up right now. If you got any questions, drop them in the chat. In the meantime, we're gonna get started with we're gonna start with some Marvel talk. Or actually, Imani, what you said you had an icebreaker? What was your icebreaker?
Not so much an icebreaker, but a question that might get a little heated.
Uh-oh.
So I was having a conversation with someone earlier. We had a little mini debate, and they made some points, and so I wanted to bring it to the group. We got two people fighting, two fights. The first fight, Batman versus Iron Man. They don't know anything about each other. They meet for the first time. What's going to happen?
I feel
Iron Man.
Batman arguments are entirely based on prep time, and you said prep time, and so
Listen, it's the first time. There's two parts to this question. The first part, they've never heard about each other, never seen each other. They walk up to each other for the first time, got to fight. Who wins and why?
I'm gonna say Iron Man because he can call his suit wherever he is.
Yeah, they have
like-
their suits on already. They're suited up, ready to go.
what
Still
is
Iron Man.
Batman going to do?
Yeah, Batman needs his
That's
prep.
what I
He
said.
got to do his research first.
But no, that's my argument. Go ahead, Lou. I'm gonna let you go.
A lot of Batman. It's weird. Like the older I get, the more disillusioned I get with Batman, and I call a lot of Batman comics. I say it's the bib, because I'm Batman. Like Batman wins because he's Batman, and nothing else actually makes sense. And if Iron Man rolls up on Batman, or most supers that Batman has never seen rolls up on Batman, he's just an average dude. One guy's got a flying suit of armor. Punch him in the chest with a repulsor blaster. That's it.
Facts. fact, somebody really tried to tell me that Batman wins off rip. And I was so mad, I turned red a little bit. Shout out to my uncle John Sanger in the comments. Without any prior knowledge, Iron Man wins. Now the second part, after the first fight, they got some time to come back again. Who wins the second fight?
Okay, no, wait, let me get into this first.
Okay, my bad. Back first
now,
question.
I know you a Marvel super fan, so I'm gonna let you have your little piece. But if we being honest, it depends.
We know
on
they're never meeting.
No, I'm saying if they are meeting for the first time, who was informed about the other first?
Nobody.
Because that's the crucial part of that whole debate.
Listen, it's not realistic, so just go with me. They just met up and had to fight one day. They ain't know who was coming out. Nobody knows anything about each other. They're meeting each other. They're learning about each other through this fight. They don't know about each other's prior battles. They don't know anything about each other except for this fight. Except for what happens when they see each other for the first time.
I don't know.
Who you going with?
It's Iron Man.
All right. So listen. In that scenario, I would give the edge to Iron Man just because he's got that technological superiority over Batman. But realistically, if Batman were to encounter, if Batman knew about Iron Man first,
what is realistically in this conversation?
Because listen, Batman does his research. Like, he ain't going to any type of battle without knowing his opponent first. So if he knows about Iron Man, he's gonna find his weakness before he goes in battle.
That's the part 2 of this question, right?
Part 2. All right, so clearly we need to get to part 2. So
hold on, let's get to the comments first. So Mark said Batman.
Thank you, Mark. Wait, what?
Yeah.
No, Mark, no. I take that thank you back.
Raheem said Iron Man.
Thank you, Raheem.
Yeah.
Gabriella, what's going on? I gotta shout you out.
Is this old or young? But I mean, we could do, because Tony was kind of old in
prime.
Or prime. I still Iron Man.
Yeah.
Batman is a ninja.
Batman
with
in
a
his
lot
prime.
of money.
Iron Man in his prime.
He's a ninja with mad money and no job. He don't have to do nothing in the what's his last name? I'm having a brain fart.
Wayne.
Thank you. He ain't do nothing in the Wayne offices. All he's doing is Batmaning. So he just got too much free time and money.
Batman, he beats up people with mental illnesses. That's what he does.
Hey, I saw that.
Exactly
I saw
what he
that.
does.
Oh my God, yeah, that's hilarious. All right,
What he do, man?
Dominique, what's up? He said he's with me on this. It's really a situational battle. You know what I'm saying?
That's one of my moms.
It's like, it's such a situational thing because it's, Batman is a pre-prep man. Like, this dude beat Superman. Like, it's really, if you give him the time.
Most times, that's why I'm like the bib thing, because most of the times you do a Batman versus Superman and Batman wins, and it's like one thing he pulls out of his belt that he'll never pull out again, specifically to fight Superman, and you'll never see it. There's like a lot of Batman scenarios that are one-offs, which is part of my Batman disillusionment. There's like one time
Pop Duke.
Batman fought Superman in the Scott Snyder Greg Capullo run, where Batman built like a Hulkbuster armor for Superman and had many red suns in the knuckle of each of the robot's fists. And I was like, that don't even make sense. You never see it again. You never hear from it again. But that's how Batman be beating Superman.
Are we ready for part 2?
Let's get into part 2.
Part 2, they got time to do their research. Both of them.
Oh, Batman, easy.
Batman
easy. It's over. It's over. It's over for Iron Man. If Batman gets his research in, it's over for him.
Yeah, if Batman had time, I feel like he would write a virus for Iron Man's suit that would make it like non-functional.
He would shut down Jarvis.
Is he a programmer now? That's what I'm saying.
Because that's what he does. He would hack Jarvis. Like, he would do something crazy.
That's what I'm saying. He's an engineer. Remember, Batman don't even make his own stuff.
Somehow Batman is capable of doing anything at any moment. Like, he just comes up with these skills just to beat his
Tony
opponents. Like,
is an engineer. He had time. He got Jarvis or Friday, whoever at the he got something. I'm still going Iron Man.
I'm still going Iron Man, but I also would conjecture that on the backup. So here's my reason, and this is sort of long stream. But on the second fight, neither of them would do this solo. There's the Bat family, and then there's the Iron Man support system. And so I think the difference, the deciding factor in the Iron Man support system, which is his Pepper Potts, his War Machine, his whoever is running his company at the time because it revolves. Iron Man lets his squad know the plan up front, and they can act better. Batman will be like, I need you to do this thing. And the rest of the Bat family will be like, why? And he's like, because I'm Batman.
If we could look at the comments, please. John Sanger has something to say.
he pulling favors.
And Tony says Martha to Batman, he's gonna have a seizure and cry about his mommy, and that's facts.
All right, no, we are no, that doesn't count. No one is not that movie.
Research.
Movie is an abomination.
Regardless,
Batman vs Superman is an abomination. That's the worst thing that has ever happened to Batman and Superman.
Listen, his mama is still a soft spot. Notice
that was so stupid.
When
that whole thing
his parents got killed and were murdered instead of just died in a car accident, he got busy.
Oh, if this is like
come off
MCU, DC, EU, then yeah, Batman is just angry white dude.
That's all he is. Well, he is a ninja, so I'll give him that credit. He's an angry.
Did we see? So when you jump to the movies, have we seen Batman be a ninja? Really?
No. So fine, he's just a rich white man.
Batman won. Batman won. He was when he was fighting Ra's al Ghul.
Oh, and Batman Begins.
Yeah, Batman Begins.
That's my favorite Batman. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
but Bane still jacks his back up. Mark says Iron Man is too confident.
He was on his ninja game.
The funny thing about that is you replace Martha with Rachel, and you still gonna have him throw a fit.
Soft all the way around. Rachel.
Yeah, I think I'm going to give round 2. I'll give round 2 to Batman just for prep because he got the prep.
Off rip.
Round 1 goes to Iron Man off gate.
Yeah, I with no prep time. I got to get the edge to Iron Man. But if they get prep time, no, I just can't see it. Batman.
First fight, Iron Man easy. Second fight, I'm giving Batman.
It ain't gonna be. I wouldn't say easy now,
but I don't think it's an easy fight.
No, there's what do y'all don't even know how Batman would win this fight? Just the general acceptance of the world is because he's Batman.
Yes, because he's Batman. Exactly. That's been established. That has been established.
That's his real superpower.
Exactly. He's Batman. His superpower is that he's Batman.
That's not good enough for Tony.
Yes, the hell it is. It's been good enough. It's been good enough for
engineering. Some sort of, he'd have to short circuit the suit. It's going to take something to do that, and that's not easy.
He's gonna write a program.
Listen, hey, Mark got a good point here because he suffers. Iron Man does suffer from that Goku syndrome where he gets a little too confident every now and then drops his guard. I'm with that. That's where you don't even
Batman
know.
Always trying to retire.
Batman is never about to retire, and that's the problem with Batman. This man, I feel like if Batman ever actually got over the death of his parents, he would actually retire and go live a better life. What is he doing, bro?
Just like Julian said, he's beating up mentally ill people. That's it. He's mourning his parents by beating up people.
Batman is not the only good guy in Gotham. Batman just only shows you bad guys. He sits in his house.
Hot take.
Until he sits in his house until nighttime and then just goes and finds bad people. You know why we don't know anything good going on in Gotham? Because Bruce Wayne don't hang out with them. He spends the day in the house researching how to beat up a toaster with a penny.
Mark, good people cannot be billionaires. We know this. I don't even want to hear that.
Oh, Batman being the
There
1%.
are no good billionaires because while he's beating up people, people in Gotham still have bad health care. I was about to say something else.
Yeah, John.
He's not actually there working. He's just Batmaning. He ain't doing nothing for Wayne Enterprise.
Hey, listen,
Enterprise Industries, whatever it is.
Gabriella asked, "Why isn't he improving this Gotham with his billions?" To your point,
Exactly.
Imani.
I would like to know too.
I think
Gotham
Batman
is corrupt.
suffers.
You know,
Like my comic Batman Hill is like Bruce Wayne should have stopped being Batman a long time ago because when this dude dropped in 1938, it was perfectly reasonable by your 1930s morals for a rich white guy and philanthropy to right through the day, even if it's like violent nighttime philanthropy. And the further time goes on, the more implausible everything about Bruce Wayne as Batman becomes.
My stepfather said that we clearly never read the comic book because Batman did retire.
Yeah, and then came back. Batman, if you pick up a DC comic right now,
Batman,
Bruce Wayne is Batman.
Get him! Get him!
This man couldn't even
he
happily
came back
get married.
like George is wearing the 4-5.
My favorite Batman duo is actually what I call Dick Bat and Killer Robin when Dick Grayson was Batman and Damian Wayne was Robin. Like, that was a fun inversion on the original Batman.
All right, so we go.
Also,
go ahead.
what's up? Go ahead, Freddie.
No, go ahead. Finish.
I was just gonna throw in the Black Panther, how he's like above Batman. He's everything Batman is, and then he's got his superpowers.
Oh yeah, that's it.
So, on the topic of Black Panther, the X-Men coming into the cinematic universe. Let's talk about who we want to see play Storm in the new MCU.
Not Beyonce.
Not Beyonce. Oh Lord, I hope the BF is not in here.
As
I did it.
a member of
Yeah,
the
I said
Beehive,
it.
the Beehive did not.
We got one live.
As a member of the Beehive, I do not support this. Beyonce didn't put her name in it. That was just some rumor stuff. Okay, I got my Defend Beyonce hat on. She ain't asked for that. She don't want that. Okay, so we don't have to talk bad about Beyonce. We could just say that's a really bad idea.
I could dig that.
I'm not commenting on the Beyonce thing. I plead the fifth.
So yeah,
I will say I would like to see a darker skinned actress play Storm.
I 100%. If she's not dark skinned, then Disney is just basically telling us that they don't care what we say.
I would like them to go find the Kenyan actress.
Yeah, because
I'm down with that. Yeah.
Do you think it should be a face that we've seen before, or someone just completely new? How do you think we can?
I feel like it should be an unknown. That's me personally, though.
Same.
Yeah, I should. Yeah, I think they could find a talent that is like up and coming, but isn't really mainstream yet, and bring her in to play the character of Storm.
If they had to choose someone who's already in the business, who would you go for?
I don't know her name.
Yeah, what's the lady from American Gods?
I was just about to say her. I don't know her name either.
What lady? I don't watch American Gods. Who are we talking about?
Googling.
While she's doing that, so like, they've also got to explain. Marvel's got to explain how they're gonna bring all of these legendary acts back into the MCU, because for so long the Fantastic Four, X-Men, and others have been locked away in the Fox vault, and so for the first phase they couldn't touch any of those. So like, we've got our first big in-game Thanos event. So like post Thanos, like how do they explain all of this? Yeah, that's her.
She could be a Storm.
Yeah,
looks like my grandma. Her name is Yedidi Badaki. I feel like I butchered that. I'm sorry. She's Nigerian.
That's who I'm talking about.
At this point, I don't think I care who so much as just what they look like. They really played us by bringing in the girl who played her in I think her only other role was the remake of Drumline on MTV that made everybody mad.
There was a remake of Drumline.
They remade Drumline.
No, I think that was a sequel. That was a sequel.
Sorry, yes.
But we ain't gonna talk about that.
It was a sequel.
We ain't gonna talk about it.
Yeah, we're not gonna talk about that.
Talking about that. That one did not happen.
Yes, facts. It didn't. I ain't even say nothing.
Mm-hmm. I don't know what you're talking about. There's only one Drumline movie. So like, how do you think they should bring the X-Men in? How should they use the Disney Plus platform? Should they create like would you like to see like a live action, X-Men series on Disney Plus?
Yeah.
Or or should they go to and stick to movies?
I would love a live action.
I wouldn't mind if they did something similar to what Netflix did with Power Man and Daredevil and all of them. Maybe like a show surrounding each character, because I mean they had to become something before they were the X-Men. We didn't get as much of that from the characters. Like we did get a little bit in Apocalypse about Storm, but you never really got to see Bobby Iceman become Iceman. I think it would be cool to have something like that.
Yeah.
I think a lot of so it's weird because a chunk of the X-Men, especially later ones, are like, oh, I hit puberty and my powers came and now I need help. Oh, there's a school for that?
Yeah. Oh, so, and on that topic, like, since, the current MCU takes place modern day, do you think they'll stick with the classic 1945 World War II backstory for Professor X and Magneto, or should they do something? Should they change their backstory to make it fit into the modern day?
I think they ought to change the backstory. I don't think they're going to, because Iron Fist had me lose hope that they're going to be truly deviant.
Oh man, so
Iron Fist was awful.
Yeah, Iron Fist was trash.
Yeah, I only made it through like episode 6 or 7.
I don't think I made it that far.
Like 40 cuts.
So what would they change the backstory to?
So I actually heard that there was a possibility that they would change the backstory for Magneto and Professor X to be to the civil rights movement, and so they would be playing like a Malcolm X and Martin Luther King type characters, and they would be black.
Well, wasn't that the inspiration for the characters?
Because the character inspirations were off of those two.
Okay, so that character inspiration thing is like.
Is that true?
It's one of those blown out
urban
of proportion.
Legend?
Yeah, it's one of those blown out of proportion urban legends thing where like the closest to answer you could find is after Stan Lee was asked like the 30th time, him going, well, yeah, like this was going on at the time. I could imagine me being influenced by that.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, Professor X was supposed to be Malcolm X?
No.
He was supposed to. Magneto would have been Magneto is the Malcolm X character, and
I was about to say, is that why he's going like this?
That's all the evidence right there. You don't need to talk about anything else.
Oh my god! Oh man!
But I also would find those views incredibly reductive when you consider everything the civil rights movement did. I am curious though, like how much Magneto BS they're going to stick, and because like the fun thing about comics is a lot of comic writers are not scientists, and they make Magneto do some wild stuff with magnetism that makes absolutely no sense. Like him controlling the iron in somebody's blood that controls their body, like he's bloodbending, and I'm like, yo, there's like this much iron.
That was so cool.
Did that happen? Did that actually happen?
I didn't do that.
know that.
because that's still one of the best scenes he had.
All right, let me get to the comments, guys. So up at the top, we've got. It seems to be no one
They
wants
need
to
to
see the
stop.
Fantastic Four.
Okay,
Based off the
so
comments.
wait,
Based
so
off the
here's my take.
comments.
I agree, but also like hot take. People want to see the Snyder cut of Justice League. I want to see the Trank cut of Fantastic Four because that got massively overhauled after the screening to make it closer to the comic books. And I think the angle Josh Trank wanted to, because honestly, comic books also, I think the Marvel Universe has outgrown the Fantastic Four. They were Marvel's first family, and when they came around, there wasn't a bunch of supers. And when you have a bunch of supers, the superhero aspect of the Fantastic Four then takes a backseat to the horror aspect of, like, this is a family that was trying to do a thing. And then something horrible happened, and now they're trying to find a way to live. And the last movie started out like that. And then somewhere in the middle, it takes a hard left to superhero shenanigans. Like, it was not even smooth. And I was like, I feel like horror was the way to go with Fantastic Four. And, like, the comic book genre is not, or the comic book medium is not limited to superheroes.
I agree. If they would have found a way to make that rated R and just straight had Doom thrashing people, it would have made a lot more sense. Also, there was no reason to have 45 minutes on backstory of Mr. Fantastic. That was really unnecessary. Like the science fair, the science fair was on screen for like 30 to 45 minutes. It was super unnecessary. That's too much.
But anything else they do, I don't know how they make Fantastic Four work.
So the X-Men live action seems to be a popular thing. People want to see a live action Disney Plus show on the X-Men. Do you think that it's worth Marvel's time doing backstories on the characters, or should they jump into it?
I don't mind them jumping into them being who they are already.
It's hard to do an origin movie now if it's not a TV show. Your origin movies are kind of played, which is why even though Captain Marvel was like all around quality, people are like, another origin movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the question is, if they do a live action, what's going to make it unique? What's the unique storytelling style behind it?
I mean, one thing that we haven't gotten, we got a lot of backstory on Wolverine in the other films, not even just the Wolverine solo films, but the other films. There was a lot of stuff just him alone. If they did a live action show, we could get a lot of just the individual mutants without everybody in the mix all the time.
Yeah, I mean, to me, the live action, the budgets for TV have improved significantly over the last 10 years and definitely over the last 20. And considering what Lucasfilm and ILM have done with the volume for The Mandalorian and the way they shot that production, if you do have Disney Plus and you haven't seen the gallery on The Mandalorian, I would definitely recommend people checking that out, because the volume or the set that they shot on is like incredible. Like they talk about how they mixed VR and video game technology together to direct the set so that the actors, instead of acting against a green screen, they actually had the environment that they were supposed to be in on screen, on display at all times, and it would change dynamically with the camera angles and with the lighting. A lot of the lighting on the set with the like the sunlight and the color and everything coming off of the screen actually lit the characters correctly and the actors correctly, so it really felt like they were on set the whole time. And there were moments where they couldn't tell the difference on set between what was a prop and what was actually on the volume. So if you hadn't seen that whole series, I would definitely recommend that, especially if you've seen The Mandalorian on Disney Plus. Before, I would like to get to Gabriella's question Are there going to be any more R-rated movies? And I'm assuming that's for Marvel. I
hope so.
did hear a rumor that Kevin Feige hasn't completely taken off the table, continuing the R-rated Deadpool series, but it probably wouldn't be a part of the MCU.
If things continue with the way they are, as far as just us not being able to go to movie theaters, I think this could help R-rated movies rather than hurt it.
Definitely could. Yeah, I
Because
could see
people
that.
are in their houses anyway. The whole movies, most Marvel movies are PG-13 just for sales, so that people will go and they'll take their kids to go see the movie. It's not for fans like us who will see it regardless. Now that everybody is stuck in their houses, like, people are going to be a little bit more willing to buy that because they're only buying it one time versus going to the theater and buying 4 tickets for the family.
Yeah, like what would be the next R-rated movie you would like to see as a superhero R-rated movie?
I
So we
mean,
had Wolverine, Joker, Deadpool. I think that's it, right?
Yeah. Well, if you want to count, what was Blade rated? Was Blade R?
Oh, Blade was R. Blade, yep.
Yeah,
Blade.
but that's also in the works because that Blade, Moonlight, and some other shows
Mahershala.
coming to because Blade, Mahershala Ali has been cast as Blade.
did they say if that was going to be a show or a film?
I can't remember. I thought it was going to be
I
on.
can't remember.
I thought it was going to be on Disney Plus. To
And
be honest,
is
but I
it
might be
connected
misquoted.
to Morbius?
Yeah, I think so. No, because I think that's Fox. That's Fox. Because Fox is trying to set up the Sinister Six.
Not even, because Morbius ain't Sinister Six. They just got rights to Spider-Man villains that aren't, but they split Peter Parker, so they're like, hey, we got this playground of other characters, we're going to try to make it pop. Because there's like certain characters whose lore is wide enough where they don't need other people.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's why Into the Spider-Verse can be a thing. Like there's a bunch of versions of Spider-Man, and you just leave Spider-Man with his villains, and you got a vast playground.
Yeah, and I think they can set up a lot of that with the Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, like. And I think that's also going to be an interesting show because Wanda is in that, and she's got her own show with Vision called WandaVision that's coming to Disney Plus. I was talking to Lou earlier about this. I think that there's similarities between those two shows. Well, the WandaVision show and the Multiverse of Madness. I think that those shows are connected. Those two properties are connected. Hold on, got to shout out Aunt Pat and Uncle Marvin. How y'all doing? Appreciate y'all for coming through. Sea Breeze once again coming in strong, man. I appreciate the love.
As far as the last question goes, I don't know for what I want from Marvel, but I want a rated R Batman film where Batman gets busy. He wants to beat up mentally ill people. Cool. I want to see I want to see all of that.
Was Joker R? Joker was R too, wasn't it?
But Batman wasn't either.
But they could, if they wanted to do it that way, they could just bring Batman. If they wanted to make a Joker like sequel and bring Batman into it, I could see them doing it that way.
I wouldn't mind that.
I ain't like the Joker.
Gabriella says Venom had buddy cop vibes and that got cheesy. Mark hated Venom.
Wait, why Mark bring it up just to say he hated? He just wanted the world to know. Y'all like Venom? Because I hated Venom.
Of course. Mark.
I liked Venom.
Yeah, I thought it was mid.
It was mid-grade, yeah.
I didn't dislike it. I didn't like it either. I watched it and it was like, okay. I'm not mad. I spent that hour and a half.
I didn't like the villain, and I think it's because we're used to seeing Venom as the villain.
Yeah. Hey, and Ronnie. Shout out Sea Breeze once again coming through strong, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate the love. If y'all can, please like and subscribe to this video. That will help us out tremendously. If you are enjoying it, of course, please leave us a like, comments. We appreciate the interaction. How are y'all enjoying this so far? Continue. Yeah, Mark said he was just thinking about R-rated.
Okay.
He was just he was just trying to bring up the R-rated films, bring them to bring the top of mind.
Sandra, I do agree. Joker wasn't my favorite because I like the films. I love action. I like to see that. And Joker was a lot of emotion, a lot of. I will say one thing that they don't touch on enough in the Batman films is that Joker is mentally ill. Like, he is not right up there. And so this film did take the time to really show us that.
I don't know if they took the proper time. So, like, I feel like Joker, I dislike the Joker. So, like, I was like, Venom's mid, throw it away, keep it, I don't care. The Joker is, like, one of those films, as me just also being a film buff, that I think there's certain films out there that can trick you into thinking it's a good film by using a bunch of scenes and techniques that a bunch of other films have used. Like, he pulled from a lot of mentally ill movies like Fight Club and hit that, like, Martin Scorsese aesthetic and Taxi Driver and, like, pulled a bunch of things together. But, like, if you actually, and Joaquin Phoenix is an amazing actor. But if you're actually, like, looking at that movie, the whole thing was implausible to me because they told you within the first 10 minutes that this guy is crazy and needs his meds and that he's not allowed to have a gun. They told you these three things in the first 10 minutes. And then they took him off his meds and they gave the crazy man a gun. And I'm supposed to be surprised everything spiraled out of control. All this was like 3 hours of showing me why this man was not allowed to have a gun in the first place.
Yeah. It's an intense movie. Like, and it was a departure. I think, you know what, the interesting thing about the Joker to me was it is a departure. It was a bold step away from what we've seen as far as the villains in especially in the DC. To me, DC does way better when those films have that darker tone to them. I think my issues with
BVS
Justice League and BVS.
That was a dark film.
Yeah, but they didn't fully commit to it.
I don't know.
They were going in and out. Like, there's a level of like realism that DC has that they don't lean into enough, to me, in my opinion. Like, the DCEU shouldn't. Marvel is more lighthearted, and they've got like a lot of jokes and a lot of puns that, you know, it's a fun action-packed adventure. But DC is more grounded, and it should stay in that lane and just be grounded.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the focus on aesthetic is part of the problem because, I mean, if you make a good film, you make a good film. But if you are sitting here trying to be like, we're going to capture this dark aesthetic, I think that's why you would pick Zack Snyder to do a Superman movie. Superman being a very bright character, but if you're trying to make your universe be less playful and have this dark aesthetic, you're going to pick Zack Snyder, who, as a director, I think is all aesthetic and is mid on storytelling. And mid might be a compliment because I don't think he's a great storyteller.
Yes and no. Like, okay, so for me, Zack Snyder he's a long form type of director. So if you're gonna get Zack Snyder, you gotta he likes to tell these long form stories. So if you're right. But like, if you're gonna get him, you gotta understand that he's going to tell these long drawn out stories, and so you need to pair him with a writer that can actually keep that contained, because if it's going to go long, then it needs to stay on point. Like, we need to figure out what the through line is for this story, make sure that that's strong enough to keep people interested in the duration of the film, like in this whole adventure that we're about to go on. Like the Watchmen movie that he did, that it suffered from that as well, because like there are points during the, like, midway through the movie where like you just kind of lose the whole point of why we're even telling the story, because now we're departing from the main theme and going into all these backstories on these characters, and it's kind of like, well, we can do this long form, but let's stay on topic and stay on point and make sure that we don't lose the main storyline through the duration of this film.
Yeah. Which is, I think you're providing a director with a lot of help, which again goes to my whole Zack Snyder is a subpar director. And
Yeah. But I will say this: like the thing with these properties where there's already content created for them, like you've got to have a story group or a team that are going to curate these stories for the director to come in and put their vision on. Like it's clear that Marvel and Kevin Feige have a clear cut understanding of what they're trying to execute on screen. Those stories are there, and so when they bring in directors, the directors are really just bringing these stories to life. That are so they're really just injecting their own personalities and their own characters into the story itself. But it on the DC side, it just seems like they're letting them do whatever they want to do, and then you lose the continuity.
I think until Wonder Woman had the directorial freedom,
yeah,
and it's just back to
that
the
is the
aesthetic
exception.
thing. Yeah, I think up to that point they were like, their thing that they had to do wasn't a story. It was, we're going for this dark aesthetic. Where I'm like, that's why I feel like when you say DC should move from lighthearted, I feel like the focus on aesthetic is why they made a lot of mistakes.
I think
Imani, what were you saying?
a good point.
Hello. What's that?
I said I think Mark made a good point as far as Batman versus Superman. What was wrong with it?
No. Where?
Because Batman versus Superman was a dark film aimed at children, so it didn't work.
Yeah. I see. Yeah.
I think the biggest thing for me, and this goes back to the rated R film part, a lot of the stuff that they did was just violent. So trying to make these violent films work for family movies, it just doesn't work.
Yeah. I think that was, to me, that's the difference though between like the Nolan Batman films and what they've created since. And I think the first Superman film that Nolan directed too, like it wasn't necessarily supposed to be like, it didn't feel like it was a family oriented film. Like any of those felt like family oriented, but they also weren't too dark. Like it was this, he knew how to walk that tightrope as a director to make sure it wasn't too dark and it wasn't too animated.
Bruce wasn't he spent more time being Bruce in those films too in comparison to other films.
Yeah, they're strong. He's got some strong character development in those films.
Yeah, that was a big difference too. The other films, if Bruce wasn't being Batman, then he either wasn't really on screen or he didn't have much impact. Like even when Christian Bale was on screen, is it just safe to say that he's just a great Batman on top of the character development being good? Like, I think he's my favorite Batman.
Yeah, actually, that's a good question for the community. Like, who's your favorite Batman?
And why?
I'm going with Keaton.
Why?
OG. He is the Batman. Michael Keaton is the Batman. And I do like Bale. Like he would definitely be number 2, but I like Keaton's Batman. That was my introduction to Batman, so that's my bias towards it. So that's my reason.
My introduction to Batman on screen was
on screen.
I can't remember anybody's name. Yes.
That's a fun time.
And let's just say Arnold Schwarzenegger left more of an impact on me than he did.
Oh man, those are some interesting movies. Those are some. That was an interesting. What was the 3?
Schwarzenegger.
That was a trilogy.
Schwarzenegger was a Batman and Robin.
Yes.
Yeah, he was
Because
Iceman.
Mr. Freeze.
Yeah, Mr. Freeze.
Yeah, that movie is.
It has so much going on.
Yes.
Thank you, Mark.
Yeah, Bell's my favorite back too.
I don't know, like I feel like if I needed saving and I had to pick a Batman to do it, I'm picking Christian Bale.
That I don't know about.
Which one you picking?
If I'm picking a Batman to save me, I might have to go because I don't know if Bale Bat was a great hero. I might pick Michael Keaton because this man got his back broke, and then there was just like anarchy for a couple months, and then they went back to normal, and then he hit a guy with a clown suit. He ain't even really stopped the Joker. Lucius Fox stopped the Joker, and then shut down the machine after that. And then he sort of let a train blow up while he had
a general Batman problem. He never actually stops the Joker.
But all right, well, that's also a good question.
Who's the Joker? But like the plot, like I wouldn't. I like those movies the best, and I think Christian Bale is a good Batman. But like, think the one singular person he really wanted to save in that trilogy, he did not save.
You know what? Did they ever say who he was trying to save? Because Joker gave him the wrong addresses, right? He lied to him and told him one person was at one place.
Didn't he go to Rachel's?
So here's the thing.
I think he went to Rachel's address.
He went to Rachel's, but then Two-Face.
The choice is irrelevant because he didn't save Harvey Dent either. He didn't save Harvey Dent from becoming less than the person Gotham needed. So the choice is irrelevant. Either he didn't save Rachel and she died, or he went to Harvey Dent and still didn't save Harvey Dent. But he had a choice to save one person and he didn't do it.
So going to the chat here, looks like we've got 3 so far for Bale and 1 for Keaton. Four, Hope. Oh, well, let me shout out Aunt Jan too, and my Uncle Greg. Sea Breeze once again coming through, man. I love support is real. Appreciate y'all.
Does Batman want to stop the Joker? That's like one of my favorites.
See, John says Keaton. I agree. 100%. Love that answer.
That's my uncle.
Now, I would say, so the next thing is, like, who is the best Joker?
I think that is tough because...
Sandra says Jack Nicholson. Oh gosh, that's tough.
Okay.
That's tough. That's tough.
This is not my answer. He is not my favorite, but I didn't dislike Jared Leto's Joker. And I really
hot take.
I'm not saying he was
hot take, boy.
He's not my favorite. I'm just saying he got a bad take because he had to follow up after Heath Ledger.
So Suicide Squad was a bad movie. So like,
I agree, it was an awful film.
But like when you isolate that, like I didn't hate Jared Leto either. What I think about the Joker, which is like why the Joker's hard to pick. Joker's evolving in a way that I'm like it's the opposite of when I was like the further we get away from the 1930s, the worse off Batman is. Joker has in his film adaptations consistently been a reflection of what society sees in the same person of being like. And so like I can look at a chunk of the Joker casting and be like, oh, like given a time, yeah, this is the crazy we thinking about that's the wrong for society. Oh yeah, given the time.
The tattoos, the money, the cars, all of that fits.
Yeah. I think I will say though, because the Heaton playoff was well, Heath Ledger carried the movie more than Jack Nicholson had to, but that's neither of their fault. So like,
I would give it to Nicholson only because he set the bar for the Joker in live action.
I'm giving it to...
But I would say, honestly, my favorite Joker, I'm going to say, is Mark Hamill in animation.
I mean, if you're jumping to animation, though,
I'm
I
definitely
will
going.
say Mark Hamill.
Animation.
I will say
That's my no answer. That's my no answer.
he literally defined the Joker voice, like
Yes.
when they go and they try to get somebody else to play him. But also, he shouldn't have done the Killing Joke because that was not a good movie. So Mark Hamill in the 90s, early 2000s DCAU.
Okay, so
I'm picking Ledger because he scares me more.
Yeah, like okay, so I think the Ledger Joker was deranged.
Yes.
Like he leaned heavily into that mental illness and that mental state, which was good because he did carry that film, in my opinion.
Yeah.
He does carry it, but I think that the only person that I've seen truthfully nail the character is Mark Hamill, because he balances the mental and that, like, I don't know, he does a good job with the bringing that character to life, because he does feel like the character from the comic book to me. I think he is the truest to form as far as following what the comics were.
I want to respond to Hope's comment about Joaquin Phoenix. I think I would love to see that Joker let loose. I want to see what happens after he escaped. After he got on that car and did all of this, I want to see that let loose. Without that, I don't know if I can really bring him on yet.
Yeah, it's a lot of love for Ledger, and that's I can totally, like, it's a really a hard one, because we've had some really good portrayals of the Joker all around. Like, I really don't think you can answer wrong with these.
I'll say I don't think there was a bad one.
Yeah,
I can say that.
I would agree
if
with
I
that.
had to pick, I might pick Ledger because of the movie carrying thing, but like that's as far as I go. Also, voices of the Joker, like I think people sleep because Mark Hamill is Mark Hamill and Troy Baker sort of followed in Mark Hamill's footsteps.
Mm-hmm.
Like people sleep on Troy Baker in Arkham Origins and the Arkham games because he nails the Joker voice and he nails nuance. He adds nuance to some stuff I feel like wasn't written with a level of nuance. And I'm like, yeah, this dude kills it. If you ever heard him read the Killing Joke monologue at Comic-Con before he was cast for Arkham Origins, I was like, ooh, like I feel like a mantle has been passed.
Yeah, no, like his yeah, because I've seen that, him from Comic-Con doing the live reading of the Joker. I will say, so I did put a link. If you're on the Discord right now, I put in the general chat a link to StreamYard. If you want to hop in with us, have a conversation, we'll go ahead and click on that link, and I'll try to get some people in here and we can talk about it. We're gonna go, staying on the topic of DC. What's my man Hal Jordan? Let's move to Green Lantern. Dang, what's the actor's name? I'm blanking on that.
He was
Ryan Reynolds. Yes, Ryan Reynolds.
Give us the news.
So the rumor is that Ryan Reynolds is in talks to come back as the Green Lantern I think in 2022.
I don't buy it because I feel like
what's everyone's thoughts on that?
I feel like the best way to take that movie is to say that movie was a prank and it was Deadpool in DC and the whole thing was one sick joke. And that's how I justify the movie in my brain. That's my headcanon.
I'm low-key sick of Ryan Reynolds, and also just he doesn't need to be another superhero right now, and also I would like to see Black Green Lantern. So the only way I'm cool with it is if he's coming on screen to die so that the black man can now become
John
Green
Stewart.
Lantern. Jon Stewart, yes.
So yeah, so while we wait for the comments to come in, what about the Gabriella's saying stay as Deadpool. I agree with that. Like I think that he is Deadpool.
Yep.
Like, and I think he should stick with that. And I feel like the Hal Jordan, if they're gonna do Hal Jordan again, they just need to reboot that character. But I would like.
I'm not going to see it.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to see them bring in Jon Stewart to the DCEU. And if I were casting, I would cast John Boyega as Jon Stewart.
Yeah, I mean that's a smart move. I'd also be extremely wary of them doing Jon Stewart because cool portrayals of Jon Stewart are few and far between, and we all love the Justice League. And you know, the world we live in, you had him with commercial success, and once that show faded, there has been, despite a very large fan contingent that loves the man, people in decision-making seats like, screw this guy. We're either going to actively keep him off the screen, or when we stick him on the screen, we're going to give him an ancillary role. So, like, tell me who you are hiring to write and direct this movie first, and then I'll worry about the actor.
I agree.
I agree with that. You were yesterday, Lou. You were having a conversation about the different Jon Stewart backstories.
Oh yeah, so I'm actually like working on this piece that I'm writing now, where a weird thing that happens with black characters in comic books is there is acceptable blackness in comic books, just like there's acceptable blackness in general media. So when you have black superheroes are either from Africa, because it is more plausible for them to be superheroes if they didn't come up in the U.S. Then if you have African American superheroes, you either have somebody who was an armed service member, like the exceptional Negro, who was a tech genius and leaps and bounds above everybody because they had to work twice as hard to get to where everyone else is. Or you have an armed service member, which is somewhere between the World War II comic saying, oh, a black man in the military is a place where all men are equal, or propaganda straight up. And so Jon Stewart, in his first comic appearance in Green Lantern number 78, was revolutionary, not just because they colored his skin actually black and not like this gray or off orange thing that they be coloring black people, but like first panel, Jon Stewart is talking to a cop that is about to beat somebody with a billy club because we didn't have camera phones then. So if he ain't stepped in, this cop was about to disrespect the man. Mm-hmm. Then he proceeds to protect a conservative politician because he has to, but because he ain't like doing it, he goes about it in a really quiet way, does it, and then still makes sure oil is sprayed over this man's face. And it's like the blackest one scene come on ever. And then like after that, they slowly made him more acceptably white. So like, or more acceptable to white audience. So they made him more cop friendly to the point now where his mom was a civil rights activist. And he resents his mom because he had to join the Marines in order to go to college. And because civil rights organizing has no money in it. Then they go to show like he does the good people on both sides. I don't see why people have to riot and loot argument more than once in the comics. And he's a Marine now. He's one of those three. He started out just being an architect. And so like they've slowly moved this man into a box where like white comic fans are comfortable reading their black people. And it's a really ill thing that's happened. Not good.
Dad?
Yeah, you want to get to
Did he volunteer himself to play?
I don't know. I think he's shouting out. I think he's just doing a shout out. OG Coop, what's going on? Hey, that's my dad, man.
boy.
Yeah, that's my dad. That's Pops right there, man. That's all love, man. Appreciate you showing up, showing love.
So
All right, let's get to Hope's question or suggestion.
my Uncle John suggests Trevante Rhodes for Green Lantern. I think I might like that more than John Boyega.
I don't.
You don't
Who's
what?
Trevante Rhodes?
Trevante Rhodes, Moonlight.
The main actor.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So,
I like that too.
He was in Bird Box.
I can be with that.
I can rock with that too.
I think Trevante needs, if not this, I feel like he needs to be in some short superhero role somewhere.
Yeah, he should definitely be a superhero.
Something.
Or what? What about the dude who was Mr. Manhattan in the new
Dr. Manhattan,
Yeah, Dr. Manhattan. Yeah.
You know who would look good too? J.R. Ellis from Insecure.
Yo, that's an interesting one.
That is interesting.
Issa's now stressed out boyfriend.
Are we getting into spoilers?
Anybody here not seen Insecure yet? 'Cause,
I'll be quiet. Just
Yeah. We don't know.
But only because
I don't think we had too many
we got to
spoilers
see
yet.
him a little more on screen this year. He was a little buff. I never thought about him as muscular before, but I don't know. He's got a superhero body now. He can do it.
That happened between season 1 and 2.
Yeah, he started.
You know what? He wore a lot of sweaters. You did see the shoulders though, but you didn't see as much arms. But you got to see more.
But they actually showed him working out in Chad's gym season 2. Like he wasn't. Yo, it's very interesting because I like how they do Lawrence's character, where you can very visually see the changes in his life as they happen. Like season 1, this man had a busted lineup and was wearing hoodies.
We gotta watch spoilers. We gotta watch spoilers, guys.
I'm in season 1. I'm in season 1.
All right, we gotta.
Yeah,
I'm just saying. Gotta look out for the people in the comments. You know.
I wonder if that's what they wanted, or if he saw himself on camera and was like, "Oh nah."
Yeah.
I don't know, but they made that joint work.
They definitely did. I think each character, like Molly's wigs got better. I don't know if that's something y'all paid attention to, but I did. From season 1 to season 3, Molly's wigs got a lot better. Chewy.
Yo, no, you can definitely tell that those budgets increased between season 1 and 3, for sure. The popularity of the show, you can see it by season 3, because a lot of the outfits, like everything, jumped up to another level.
I'm gonna disagree with that.
I will shout out. Wait, hold on. I will shout out that I love how they light all of the characters in that show.
Oh yeah.
The lighting for those characters is great. Like I think that's some of the best lighting I've seen for black actors.
You can tell everything about that production is black.
Yep.
They make us look good. But as far as the clothes go, maybe the style got different, but what they were actually wearing, like as far as money, the budget was up there. I know.
Is that Chewy?
This is my son, y'all.
Tell him that whole name. Tell the fans his whole name.
I'm filming right now.
All right, Sandra. Appreciate you for stopping in.
Thank you, Sandra.
Thank you for showing love, man. Appreciate you. All right. So, what's next, guys? We are actually at hour 15. We can cut it here. Does anyone have any questions? Or we can continue to roll if you want to. If y'all want to stick around.
Hit an AMA. Get some random questions out here.
I do have a comment. So yesterday we spoke about it a little bit about my disdain for Universal Studios. I don't know if y'all have been there recently, but Universal Studios is stupid expensive.
Yeah. If you've been to Universal Studios, say something in the comments.
It's stupid expensive, but it has a lot of great stuff. And I specifically went for Harry Potter. Now, what I didn't know is that Universal Studios has 2 parks. There are also 2 separate Harry Potter parks, right? They built and they expanded and built the second one. Now, both Universal Studios parks are right next to each other, but each Harry Potter park is in a different Universal Studio. So if
they got you set up for that money grab.
Yes, they do.
Yo.
If you want to go to see all that Harry Potter has to offer at Universal Studios, you have to pay the cost to enter both parks. It's like $250 for a 2-day pass. That's a lot of money. Mind you, haven't eaten anything. I don't know if y'all know, but the turkey legs go hard. Like, it's stupid.
There was this. Okay, so on Universal Studios turkey legs, there was this dude at A&T my freshman year who swore like turkey legs were only at Universal Studios. It was super weird because we were talking about Universal Studios. He's like, "Yeah, you know what they got there? They have this great food called turkey leg," and I was like, "You mean like a turkey leg?" He's like, "Yeah, but like you get that, you know." I was like, "I mean, I agree they're good, but like you can get turkey legs at the supermarket if you want turkey legs." And he was like, "Oh, really? Like this is a revolutionary thing?" It was like one of the weirdest conversations I've had.
He needs to go shopping every once in a while. So, Mark, I agree that it hurt to spend that money, but when I went to Diagon Alley, I went to the Diagon Alley Park, and I want to say that one is not in the original Universal Studios park. It's in the second one. But it was amazing, and I thoroughly enjoyed it, but I'm not going again unless somebody else pays for it. It's absolutely ridiculous that it costs that much, and it's really disrespectful, and I hope Universal Studios sees this and they know how I feel about them. Now, that being said, that's fact. It definitely does look exactly like the movies, and I was happy to be all up in there. I'm just not paying to go back. Also, butterbeer is disgusting. I don't care what anybody says. I don't know how they drank it in each film. It's nasty. If y'all had the opportunity to taste it, I feel bad for you. Don't do it again. If you have the opportunity to go to one of those parks, do not drink that stuff. It's nasty. Ain't nothing butter or beery about it. I'm reading the comments.
Yeah, I haven't, Gabriella, seen any of the Pixar shorts. Is there one in particular you want to talk about? Or Lou, you got something?
I can up front, but if there's any in particular you want to talk about, tell me too. I love Pixar shorts. I love the storytelling process. Shorts are hard to do because, and what Pixar films are good at, or Pixar shorts are good at, is using every single second to inform you on as much as possible. So the way Pixar shorts work is a lot of them have no words. They're like 5 minutes or less. So what you have to do in a short is establish. It's like the use of tropes to establish what's going on right away. And if you look at Pixar short title slides, every single time the font of the title is giving you information. My favorite Pixar short is Rebounding, but though very recently I thoroughly enjoyed Bow, and I still like the Lava song pops into my head sometimes. But very super quality storytelling, and sometimes I like to sit down and I watch those and be like, how did they bring you in to the story in like 15 seconds or less and catch you up to speed? They're like great study pieces, and they also, because they're shorts, they have really focused messages. And so you can throw one at somebody and be like, did you learn a thing?
Real quick, I have Mark and Bookworm ABCD coming for me. Butterbeer is nasty.
Hot take on the butterbeer. Butterscotch beer, the butterbeer.
And both of y'all need to see a doctor because something's up with your taste buds. What do you mean they didn't offer me alcohol? I would have made it a lot better, but they didn't offer that to me. That was not an option.
So the new Pixar shorts, I've seen Loop and Out, and those were both really dope. I think in the new shorts they had the specific goal of diversifying the types of audiences, very like small audiences relative to the population. And the Spark shorts, I think is what they're called, and so those were really dope. That also reminds me, another one I loved was Sanjay's Super Team. That dream was fired.
Where are y'all seeing these shorts? They're
on Disney Plus. A chunk of them are before a Pixar movie. They always have a short, but they have a lot of shorts on Disney
Oh yeah,
This
okay. I'm
the
gonna have
way the
to.
Spark Shorts. The Spark Shorts are on Disney Plus. Definitely, they aired on
Yeah,
Disney
I'm gonna have to
Plus.
go. So if they're on Disney Plus, I can go and check
I'm gonna
those
have to
out
go
then.
back and watch them because y'all just named like 3 and I never heard of them.
Yep. So I'm gonna have to go and check those out. I
Lava
appreciate
is
the recommendation too. Let's give me something to watch. Okay, yo, we had, I don't know if Raheem is still watching. We had an interesting conversation about Harry Potter. Mark, I don't know. I know you're in Discord. We can have a Harry Potter conversation if you got time. If you want to hop in here with us, because I know you're a super fan. Imani is too. So if y'all want to have a Harry Potter conversation right now, we can do that. We're gonna stick around for a few. If you want to stick around, then by all means, we're gonna be here. Appreciate everyone who's
Shout
come.
out to the lava lovers.
Yeah, and make sure you leave a like and subscribe. And if you want to, click the bell by subscribe so you get notifications anytime we drop a video. We can do more of these little community live streams more often. We'll be working on that. And I also too want to shout out, if you are a video game player, we're working on a Call of Duty tournament, PlayStation versus Xbox. It'll be hardcore mode, multiplayer. So be on the lookout for that. We'll drop some more info about that in the Discord. All right, so look, we got some more people. Crystal says she loves Harry Potter, so let's go. Let's talk about
That's
this
my
Harry Potter
mommy.
conversation. Let's talk about. Oh, shout out to
Before
mom.
we slide to
Mom
Harry
Dukes.
Potter, Flo and Pearl, I also really like Flo. Good memory.
Oh, as a matter of fact, before we even get into
I
that,
definitely-
let's hey Lou, do plug Poyef.
Oh yeah. So like this way that I'm talking about stories and things right now, podcast, Power of You and Fiction podcast, non-fiction podcast about fiction and its very real effects on our lives. So what Poyef basically talks about is how the worlds we see in fiction affect our reality, and how the realities of creators affects the fiction they create, and it's all about how seeing yourself in fiction in some way validates your reality. So like Spark Shorts hitting on a bunch of different groups of people that don't get catered to a lot is sort of what Poyef's about. You can follow us on any social media at Poyef Pod. Poyef is POYIF POD. If you just look up Poyef POYIF on Google, we got a pretty good handle on the acronym, and you can find a lot of our stuff.
Yeah, I just dropped a link to the website into the chat, so if you are interested, go ahead and check that out.
Add it to your podcast feed. We just finished the whole season on looking at the current state of Puerto Rico through the lens of fiction. We used 2 Puerto Rican comic anthologies mainly to do it, as well as a couple of novel writers. And the first half of the season focuses on parts of Puerto Rican heritage, so language, the Afro-Boricuas, so Black Puerto Ricans, and then the Taino people. Second half focuses on the Puerto Rican diaspora, hurricanes, and Puerto Ricans who are using their art as activism. All these episodes out there, catch them.
I am taking all of these suggestions down. I will be watching a whole bunch of shorts next week, and I will be starting with Lava at everyone's request. Because I'm on Disney Plus right now. I didn't even know there were this many shorts.
Yeah.
I feel left out.
Look at that, Gabby. You're changing the game.
Yeah, so we'll probably take a break next weekend. We probably won't do, but we can definitely look at doing another live stream on the weekends. How is this time for everybody? This 8 o'clock time slot. Does everyone like this? Let us know in the comments. If you got a better start time, or you want to start later or earlier, drop the time and the time zone in so we know where you're at. And then we can look at doing some more live streams on the weekend.
Use like Netflix Party and like open Netflix Party in another tab, so everybody's watching the same movie at the same time.
Yeah, that's
that would be lit.
Yeah, that's something else we talked about. We do talk about doing community live streams where we watch community watch party.
Yeah,
it might be worth doing the shorts, yo. We can do live reactions to the shorts on Disney, but we can look at all that stuff. Yeah,
vote
drop
for
some suggestions in the
them.
Discord. Join us in the Discord. Everybody's welcome. Go ahead and sign up. Actually, I'll put a link back to the Discord in the chat if you haven't created an account, haven't joined yet. Make sure
Can
you
you
do
link
that.
the social media accounts too? I put it in the comments on YouTube, but I don't know if it went through because it didn't pop up in our end. I guess maybe because YouTube was like, I don't know who she is dropping links.
Yeah. All right, cool. That was my plug. Harry Potter. Let's get the Harry Potter discussion. Let's continue. Or can you put those links in the Discord?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, man. Also, tell your friends if you enjoyed this. Come and join the Discord. Anyone who's a member, if you've already joined the Discord, you can go ahead. You can send invites to anyone you want to. It's open. So if you got friends or people that you feel would enjoy what we're trying to do here, please by all means get the word out. Help us spread the word. Help us spread the message. Let's get more active in this community. Let's get more involvement. We want to hopefully get more of you guys here into this chat at some point, so we can have some conversations live on camera and not just in the text chat. But anyway, I'm about to drop the social links in a minute.
I just put them in the Discord.
All right, Imani, I'm gonna let you handle that. Harry Potter talk.
You let me handle Harry Potter talk?
Yeah, super fan. Better you than me.
Well, real quick, back to my original purpose. I was bringing up Universal Studios because yesterday I was having a private conversation with these guys. I told them it's absurd. It's ridiculously expensive. Yes, I enjoyed myself, but I'm never spending that type of money again. Until today, I saw that Universal Studios Japan has an Attack on Titan VR ride. And
that is crazy.
I politely reneged on everything else.
That is wild, yo.
Hey, you sound like a bunch of PS5 fans on Twitter. Like, I definitely know people who are like, hey, yo, I am not paying for the PS5. And then there was like Miles Morales. And everybody was like, screw what I said.
Hey, bro. Hey, listen, let me tell you something, though. I'm be honest with you. That Miles Morales has the cleanest fade in video game history.
I don't know if he got a cut. His lineup sharp. I mean,
bro, that lineup is clean, bro. You ain't never seen no lineup like that in your life on a video game.
Yeah. I'm playing through Final Fantasy VII right now, and it's like Barrett Wallace hair texture. They don't know any black people. This man got like a 1B high top. And I was like, yo, what is going on right now?
Wait, which game?
Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Oh, okay.
Barrett Wallace is... I mean, they got his facial features, right? But I was like, there's definitely no black people in the room who like, our hair does not look like that.
All right, so
Final Fantasy VII Remake, though, that's a tough game. I've had it since the day it came out. I've only had time to play it this weekend, and I've been excited the entire time.
I'm trying to think of a Harry Potter hot take that I have. I don't know if I have any Harry Potter hot takes.
So I got a question then for the Harry Potter fans in the chat. What are your opinions on the Fantastic Beasts series thus far? Because for whatever reason, I seem to get mixed reviews on it. I don't dislike it. I think it's a pretty entertaining series, but it seems to be, from what I've seen, some mixed feelings about it. So
I enjoy the films. I don't think they have much, like they don't bring me back to the Harry Potter films. Like they're not really prequels, although they do happen in the same universe as Harry Potter and they happen in the past. Like usually a prequel, you're like, oh, and like you're making connections, and that doesn't happen as much as I'd like in these films. There are some cool parts, but it's not enough. And I'd say the main issue with them is like the first few Harry Potter films were light. Yes, Harry was a child going through a whole lot, but they were more lighthearted, and they got darker as the films went. Right? So they followed up the last film with this really lighthearted, family-friendly film that didn't excite me the same way. Because I grew up with Harry Potter. So as I was a kid reading about him, going to Hogwarts for the first time, and then fast forward to, I want to say the last one came out as I was graduating high school. So, you know, I grew up with Harry, and I became an adult when he did. So seeing like how dark and grungy that got, totally back to like this baby fluffy, all these cute characters, it just doesn't hit the same. And although they do touch on some dark tones, like with Credence and everything that Credence was going through, I wish there were more of that. But the whole point was for it to be about the beasts. If, in my opinion, they're just in the way. I don't want to hear about them. I don't want to see them as much as they are on screen. Dorian says we should do the pepper challenge live. What's that? He's trying to give me heartburn.
It's probably like the cinnamon challenge.
I have a video on Facebook of two of my friends doing the cinnamon challenge in high school, and it's the funniest thing.
I did the cinnamon challenge in high school, and I did it in college, but I knew it was going to happen in college. It was just that we had a friend who had never heard of it, and so we convinced her that it's just really, we're like, it just tastes really weird. And so somebody was like, look, I'll do it if you'll do it. And then like the next thing you know, there's like 7 people doing it and a cloud of smoke.
Please tell me y'all recorded it.
I think someone did, but like, I don't know where that video exists. I wasn't the one doing it.
That is funny. And Christopher Rawls, I agree with you. It's very nice to see, and it's not no diss to the Fantastic Beasts stories because I enjoy watching them, but it is just all about the magic and about the pretty with those. The original stories are definitely
A1. Like it's so this is like I haven't watched the Fantastic Beasts movie, so it's like a completely new series, same universe basically.
Yeah. For me, that's what I liked about it, because I like when you expand the lore and you can get a different perspective of a story, and so I just enjoy. I was there for the ride because I didn't know, I had no expectations for it. So what I got on screen, I was satisfied with. I felt it expanded the universe a little bit more for me, so I always enjoy that. I mean, even as a Star Wars fan, like, I enjoy a lot of the content outside of the movies, like the Clone Wars and Rebels and the Mandalorian, the comic books and like all the other lore. So like anytime we get a chance to expand a universe, I always appreciate and enjoy those types of stories.
So my Harry Potter privilege gave me Harry Potter fatigue, and so I was just kind of uninterested. So fun fact, my dad was the royalties manager for Scholastic for more than 20 years. And so before Scholastic went public, they used to, my dad, I literally got hard covers of every Harry Potter book for free when they came out. And then after that, we saw the movies the Thursday before they came out every time. So like they were always there, and people were like, read these books. Then I went to a Infotech high school, so lots of computer geeky people who were in the Harry Potters. By the time I was 18 and like the last movie came out, I'm like, I'm gonna be a completionist, and I was like, that's enough Harry Potter for me. Close this book. I'm good.
I don't think my issue is with what the stories are about so much as the tone of them. Like the last films were so dark that to follow up with this light-hearted story, it was boring to me. But I'm an action horror film buff. Like I like my movies violent, and the last Harry Potter definitely, well, all of the Harry Potters gave that to me, and this one didn't give me enough.
Mark said the second one was darker, so maybe by the time they get to Fantastic Beasts 8, it'll be super dark.
Are they
I
gonna do
don't
that
know.
many movies? Because I
I
thought
did
don't know.
appreciate the backstory into the Lestrange family and her great grandmother being a black woman. I thought that was dope.
yeah,
So
yeah.
she
It
an octoroon.
Probably.
it seemed like to me the story itself is.
That's like a
I agree with Chris and Mark, but I think that to me what I gather was that the story was about um, Albus from Newt's perspective. Like we're getting a lot of the backstory into Albus Dumbledore in his younger days from the perspective of Newt Scamander, instead of telling us a giving us a
he was
Dumbledore
wildly
movie.
important.
Yeah, and Grindelwald.
I think that's. I don't want to say it's a problem, but I think that's an issue. Newt Scamander is just really light-hearted and a very family-friendly character.
So so it's the POV. The person whose point of view is from is just too. Right,
Yeah.
so like
Yeah.
if it was the same movie from Albus's point of view, would it be cool?
I think the
Most
tone would be
definitely.
different. Yeah, it would be different. But see, I think what they're playing at is that Newt sees the good in everything in everybody,
Yeah.
and I think that they're playing out some sort of redemption arc for Grindelwald. And that's just me speculating, but I feel like he's going to be the key or catalyst to make sure to somehow. I mean, I don't know if they're gonna redeem Grindelwald, but I feel like he's there to keep it from getting like a little too tragic.
Where's Mark? Why can't he come on and talk again?
I don't know. I guess Mark is being camera shy. He likes.
Lighting up in the comments.
Yeah. I guess he likes typing out his responses more.
I feel like I'm seeing him being stressed on the phone like
He
this.
probably is. I was like, I don't know why he just won't hop into the StreamYard and join us here. We can have this conversation. It's open, man. I put the link in the Discord. Go ahead and hop in. You can join from your phone. But anyway, anything else? I don't know if Mark is going to join. You can confirm.
So we mentioned it a little bit yesterday, and we talked about how I don't watch Naruto, and I want to know what is the best way to start as someone who's never seen it, because there's my issue.
Look up the filler episodes and skip all of these.
Look up what?
Hold on.
Look up a guide for like what's filler and what's canon. Skip all the filler.
Skip all the fillers.
Hey,
Yeah, so like
hold on one second, y'all. Mark, go to the general chat in the Discord. I put a link to StreamYard. It's the StreamYard link. It's the one. It's got a duck on it.
okay, wait, before Naruto, does Snape deserve all the hype he gets? I think Snape is worth the hype.
I think so too. Especially seeing, I'm going by the films right now because I know not everybody read the books. Just how they showed us everything in the final book. It's he deserves it all.
He actually the hero of the story in the background.
Yeah. He loved Lily even though she married Harry's dad. He kept his love open for her even when she died. He saved Harry.
Yeah, like no, his arc is crazy. Like I like his arc though. For sure.
If anything, I'm sad that he had to act that way. That he didn't truly get to be fair. And
One piece of advice.
All right, hold on.
Yeah,
Let's all right, there was some more Naruto talk or I don't know. I guess Mark. I'm gonna put this.
Christopher disagrees about Snape. He does not believe that he believes
Oh, there he
that
is.
he deserves the hype.
All right, hold on. We got Mark on the line. Oh, it's Mark and Ebony.
Yeah.
Hey,
What's up,
welcome to the chat, bro. You live
What's up?
on Gumbo.
Mark? Does Snape deserve all the hype that he gets?
Oh yeah, he's great. He's great because he's kind of like new. Like Dumbledore was shaping Snape the same way he was shaping Newt. As he was using him later on, he knew he would be important. So I think
Dumbledore
Dumbledore
sounded like
knows.
a.
I was about to say, is he like is so you making Dumbledore sound like Palpatine? He's the puppet master in the background, like he's out here he's shaping people's destinies.
He's trying to save the world, though. Like he's trying to save the Wizarding World. He sees darkness before
See, he
it
has
becomes big and bad. Like he saw Voldemort before he became actual Voldemort. Like he already saw that coming because he had what was the thing where he puts his memories in there and he sees it. He's like he saved his memories, so he knew when stuff was happening because he knew as he gets older he might forget things. So he keeps going back to those old memories to see like this is how it's going to happen. And I think we learned from Voldemort that Grindelwald was kind of from what he learned from Grindelwald. He learned that okay, this guy is going to become Voldemort.
all right,
so
guys.
This is what this whole Fantastic Beasts is about. Is like it's basically seeing a new Voldemort.
We're gonna get to the Naruto and One Piece stuff in a second. We're gonna continue this Harry Potter talk a little bit. I'm bringing JBM back into the chat. What's going on, sir?
Yo.
Welcome back.
From the beach.
What's up? Back from the beach, out of the car in the hotel.
Snape being a fallen hero, but he was a jerk.
So I don't know if you've been following JBM, but we are on to Harry Potter. We are into this Harry Potter Fantastic Beasts sphere right now.
Okay. What so what specifically?
I think Snape was definitely a flawed hero, and I agree with the comment that you were making, Coop. Dumbledore is not the guy we thought he was. Like from the first film when he was talking to Harry, he did not. I don't want to say he didn't love Harry, but he wasn't paying special attention to Harry because he cared for him. In the end, it felt like he did all of that just to keep Harry alive so that he could kill him at the right moment.
Right. Mm-hmm. But it's exactly what it was.
So that's.
But Dumbledore knew he couldn't tell Snape that initially.
Yeah, I get the sense that
it worked that way. He said, "I have to do it. I have to tell you at the right moment as well, so you can do it at the right time."
Right.
I get the sense that over between the films, the Harry Potter films, and the Fantastic Beasts stuff, that Dumbledore is a character who has good intentions, but he's not unwilling to do what's necessary.
He'll do whatever it takes.
Like so he's kind of like a what is that? Neutral? No, it's not. Was he lawful good? Is that lawful good, or is he like what is that?
That's
I don't know, but what's this called? Dungeons and Dragons taking evil off the alignment chart. I don't know
what do you mean?
Going to be. Like that's something that's coming the last month. Or they're going
how are you gonna take evil off the like?
Okay,
how does that even make sense?
I don't think it's going to. So they said it's going to affect the alignment chart. But what they did is they did say they're going to stop describing entire races as evil.
I agree, Hope. He definitely was a jerk, but I still think that he was acting. He had to show allegiance to the
to get on Voldemort's side.
Not just Voldemort also, but remember he had Snitch Malfoy looking at him. So when the time came, Malfoy had to be able to trust him.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And we talking about
Snape? Been able to do that if he showed any heart for any other school.
I think
Snape was a low key goat.
I think
that's a general consensus in the chat thus far.
He's definitely a low key goat. I think Snape the reason Snape's caring was so twisted is one of those like the dirty water parenting metaphor. Like sometimes parents' water gets so dirty as they're growing up, they have no more clean water to feed their kids. But Snape had.
I didn't get that.
Yeah, so the idea is like parents nurture their kids, but they can only put out the energy. They have a hard time putting out energy they didn't receive. So like if all you receive is dirty water, the metaphor is like all you have left to give is dirty water.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And so like Snape had that rough upbringing. Was like, I'ma still care for this child, but I don't know how to love people because nobody showed me love. So
and we don't see much background from Snape really. We just
But-
see flashbacks from.
Yeah, but see, that's also that's what makes a good antagonist in a story. Like the tragedies of the antagonist being that someone who's got these good intentions and their good intentions lead them down a dark path. Like that's a fear that everyone has. Like the fact that you wanting and intending to do good can lead you to down a real destructive path. Like for a good person, that's a frightening, aspect. Like that's a frightening thing to contend with. So to see that in an antagonist and like not know, the full backstory, but like once it's unveiled to the audience that this his path started pure and then it took a turn and now he's like in this predicament that he can't get out of. Like that makes a really good antagonist story.
Was he considered an antagonist or a
I think he's an anti-hero, but like he's presented as an antagonist, and then you realize that he's an anti-hero because of the circumstances. Like once again, his intentions led him down this darker path that Dumbledore took advantage of. Like it's wild. It's wild, but that's good storytelling.
Dumbledore, he could see everything. I mean, he saw everything before it happened.
Yeah, I'm telling you, he's like Palpatine.
Yeah, something like that.
Christopher says Malfoy deserved a redemption arc, and I feel like if
I disagree.
I disagree completely because if you want,
I think if Snape Water wasn't so dirty, he would have just raised Malfoy on the side.
If you're gonna redeem Malfoy, then you have to redeem his dad too, and that's something.
I'd rather his
dad is not redeemable.
Is he not?
I agree, but he was also he did everything he did out of fear. Because he was afraid of all the
That's true.
But sometimes you need a coward character, just a coward.
True.
All facts.
And they had other cowards in there. Like people saw Neville Longbottom as a coward. He was scared the whole time, but he redeemed himself.
Yes,
definitely.
Is that the dude that turned into a rat?
No, that's no. Neville Longbottom is the one who danced all night at the prom.
Hot take: Neville Longbottom would have received the Green Lantern ring. Overcome fear is what he did.
When Neville joined Gryffindor, I was like, really, this guy? Like, he's supposed to be all about bravery and stuff. And
yeah, bravery. He acted even when he was afraid.
What if what the Sorting Hat saw in Gryffindor was bravery?
You said what?
What if what the Sorting Hat saw in those sent to Gryffindor was bravery?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he eventually. I was saying initially when we first met Neville Longbottom, he was not really Gryffindor.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, because
from what we could see.
Yeah, the courage. Yeah.
And he grew into it.
Also, but not just him. What's the name of the dude who was blowing
like,
stuff up all the time? I forget his name.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
The pyromaniac. He wasn't Gryffindor either.
Which begs the question: you go into your house as so young, right? Do you really gravitate toward the house, or does the house make you?
I think you choose your own house.
I think the house would make you. If you're that young, it's definitely gonna have an effect on how you're growing.
Especially if you're told that this is who you are, and then you're like, okay, well, I need to be
like
this.
that.
Yeah. You're gonna be a product of your environment.
Yeah, it's gonna shape your perspective.
One more hot take. I think Harry would have been more powerful if he went Slytherin.
More powerful, but would he have been what the world
I think he would have been more accepting of himself as far as.
Would he have been more accepting of grasp at power? Yeah, of Voldemort.
I feel like he would
exactly.
Because Voldemort came to him several times asking like we should join up with two powerful wizards, and he was like no. But if he would have agreed, like I don't see why he wouldn't. If he was Slytherin, I don't see why he would have turned that down.
All right, guys, we're at the 1:49 mark. We're gonna go about 10 more minutes, and then we're gonna wrap this up. But real quick, let's go back. Let's get to that Naruto and anime stuff.
Yes. How do I watch this? Because there's so much of it, and that's the reason why I've never watched Naruto.
Half of Naruto is not important.
Yeah.
So Naruto didn't work in seasons. So basically, they gave the studio and animation team freedom to create like whatever in between. So there's Naruto has like 80 straight episodes of filler after the climax of the first part, and then Shippuden goes one arc of filler, one arc of canon, one arc of filler, one arc of canon, and literally half the series you can just throw away.
Yep.
So
How
do you start? You start by looking up a filler guide and skip all of it.
That's exactly what I did. I'm just getting back into Shippuden because I was so pissed off with tuning in every week at the time when it was actually airing in the U.S. And I'm like, well, this is just another freaking flashback to when they were kids. I'm like, okay, we get it.
Most overused flashback of all time. Naruto sitting on that damn swing.
Yeah.
Over and over and over. Everybody's like him. That's the moral of Naruto. Everybody's like Naruto deep down inside.
We could tell you all the fillers right now, and it won't change anything.
Naruto had some of like the best character growth, period, from a storytelling perspective. Like that dude, like you really watch him grow up.
Yeah, yeah. I'm still on season 2 Shippuden, Naruto Shippuden.
What do you want?
Yeah.
Same.
Like actual season 2, or like you watching the filler also?
Like episode 70, like 79, I want to say. Two of the yeah.
Yeah, I was because I watched Naruto on what's it, Naruto.go or watch or whatever.
On Hulu though.
Yeah.
I
didn't watch it like I watched it like on the internet, and then I googled what were the true episodes and skip all the filler because I mean there's a lot of episodes.
So once we hit Shippuden and I realized the pattern, my dad watched. So I just told my dad like, tell me when the filler's over, and I started reading. And so my dad would be like, this is the last one. So I'm like, bet I'm tuning in the next 12 weeks and I'm gonna take off again.
Mm-hmm.
I think someone disagreed though. They said their hot take is they.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the StreamYard chat to catch up with the YouTube because I can't put these questions into the yard until they pop up.
But it's really up to you how you want to watch. How you want to watch it. You may want to.
All right. Gabriella asked to give advice on watching One Piece.
Okay, so there are 3 ways to shorten One Piece because I understand it to be a Herculean lift, and I would not start it from scratch right now. Though my homegirl Tony started from scratch and she caught up over this quarantine.
Wow,
that's dedication.
Yeah, but there's a website called OnePiece.com, and it cuts all the arcs just to canon scenes from the anime. Because what One Piece is masterful at is 1-to-1 manga chapter to episode, which is like almost impossible to do. They do like 3 minutes of recap, then like extend some fight scenes, and then give you like a 2-minute outro. Second, after One Piece is they have what's called episode of arcs. You can find them on Crunchyroll or Verve. And so what those do is they condense an entire arc into a movie format. So you miss a lot of the details, but it will get you up to speed. And so you spend about 8 hours that will summarize 228 episodes. Then you just start at 229. The third is, this one is a controversial take. Like, people jump down my throat for this because then they're like, you skip Order 7 and you're second. One Piece is truly written in 2 parts. The pre and post time skip. So the pre-time skip is not actually about finding One Piece. It's about building a crew. And post-time skip is about finding One Piece. So you can just jump in if you want to be like talking with people who actively watch One Piece. Just jump in post-time skip, and they fill you in on everything you need to know, and you can follow the story. And if you can follow the story, that's enough. 3 ways, like, do One Piece how you want it, because I will not tell somebody, sit through all 930 episodes.
Yeah. Also, we can post some guides for
Naruto,
I will post
and all of that
in Gumbo. So if you do want to follow along and you are in
methods in Gumbo.
Yeah, so go ahead. We'll create a category for One Piece. We'll create an anime category, and then we'll have Naruto and One Piece, and then we'll drop some guides in there for how to view. All right. Well, closing remarks, everybody. Mark, I appreciate you joining, and Ebony, thank y'all for coming
Yeah.
on.
No problem. I figured out how to do it.
Yeah, no. So yeah, we're definitely gonna do this stuff more often. We're gonna look at doing some more live streams like this on the weekends, casual. If you got some suggestions, if 8 o'clock was a good start time for y'all, let us know. If you got some suggestions for start times, that's every go is for everyone in the chat included. If you got more suggestions on when we can start, or if you like this 8 o'clock start time, let us know. Mark, if you want to, you can plug your social or whatever if you want. Mark and Ebony, if y'all want.
You mainly only use Twitter. That my post demise.
For me, same. Probably most Twitter at Ebony 795.
Okay, and both of you are in the Discord.
I am.
Yes.
Yeah, see you too.
All right, so yeah, so you can talk to them on Discord as well. We're gonna sign out. Mark, appreciate you, Mark and Ebony. Thank you so
No
much.
problem. Thank y'all.
Yeah, thank y'all for coming.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
Mark, I'll catch you in the war zone.
Gabriella is asking about Dungeons and Dragons. Do either of you, or any of you play?
Oh yeah. No, I don't play Dungeons and Dragons. Anybody? Lou?
Nope, I did one campaign. God, this mad fun. It's like very on your toes creativity. I wouldn't mind doing that.
I would like to do it. I've never
I
played
take
it,
that
but
back.
I'd like
I
to play
take
it.
that back. I don't know if you're counting this, but I played DDO online like back in high school, which is like an MMO, Dungeons and Dragons MMO. I didn't play it for long, but I did play it. So, but I've never played the actual board game. The legit
Also, if
Dungeons and
someone
Dragons.
is like a dungeon master in the Discord and they're like, "Let's do a virtual Dungeons and Dragons," I will fully
Yeah,
I'll try it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Gabriella, we can also create a chat just for D&D as well.
yeah.
Or just like
Gabriella,
RPGs in general.
if you're interested in doing that, like, yeah, let us know in Discord and we'll try to set something up. Especially if if you know people that play, we can definitely do something like that for sure.
I might even try it one time.
I'm definitely down to try it. All right,
down.
guys. Well, I think that's it for me. So
I think that's it, y'all.
make sure you follow us on all social, on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Certified Gumbo.
Yes.
Join the Discord. We'll have more conversations like this. You can talk to us anytime during the week. We will get to your questions and comments at some point in time if we don't do it immediately. Appreciate you all for coming out. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe, and hit the bell if you want to receive notifications on when we post new content. We've got some Star Wars content coming soon. Starlight Beacon is under development. Julian and I will be hosting that show, so you can expect that pretty soon here. The video game streaming platform we are getting ready to launch. Like I said, we will start with a Call of Duty Modern Warfare multiplayer PlayStation versus Xbox tournament. We're looking at what we can do for the weekend after the 4th. So weekend after next, it may not be that soon, but we'll keep you guys updated in Discord. If you are interested and you want to stream and you need help setting up your live stream, just let us know. We can help you with that. As a matter of fact, you can talk to myself, Julian. Ballard 910 is a good resource. He's actively streaming. I don't know if Ballard is watching the chat, but he is in the Discord. If you got questions about setting up your live stream, make sure you ask him about it. And let us know. Go to the video games category and go to Call of Duty Warzone and drop your gamer tags in there, and we will add you. But all right, guys, I think that's it for us. Appreciate it, and we will talk to you soon. See you in the Discord, and appreciate you all for coming out.
Mm-hmm. Good
Peace.
night.